News.
Yamamo akwa babio edeba omanjuma kasiyebo so ewa DLFM 106.9 eye kasiyebo ne ho mfoni ani videos na yabomode aboaboa no ede akogu eye Facebook ne so ewa DLFM 106.9 na kasiyebo emunchemu enie eye member edema NDC amanyoko no eye communication team no eye Hamza eye Suyini ede nsema betuja echema eye omanpani John Dramani Mahama bosho beche de fan corruption ho no eye ade a wadi so pepe sanso wa famra kwan so pa anu wadi bosho yi so ede ama eye timamufuo no na bra okasa ewe ye channel 1 TV eye mu breakfast daily show na call so eye ndede kotoni mabosumini de to so eye du na Suyini edi tuja na ochema eye ade anlisi amanyoko ne de omo pepe yo sanso ana omo pe akuntabuo ewo man ni mu nto omo de bibiara ombeye no ombehwe se eye bosho omo hye no enam akuntabuo so na bibia so etimi akoye ede amawom sanso ana odi tuja ana ye former board chair ede Ghana infrastructure ye investment fund eye professor ye Christopher Ameya eye akunfi ede odi tuja na ochem se ye charges omo di board ni na no eye ade a na bibia enkosa sanso ana ye Solomon Asamo aso so chirema eye ade a na oye fan eye former CEO omo de eye Bobby ebehye na mu chirema eye ade a sika oman no omo bese wo mu no ha adwinye papa a omanpani eye John Dramani Mahama abomodin ahu sakuntabuo ebetimi akoso ewo oman ni mu nteba katahye ne proye de a ono de anya ade a na niji ho kra na abra Yesu yini ene nsamtwofo etwetwen komono de nsem say edituja
25 pillar promises promise we made under a 120 day social contract. And as a government, we also track our own performance. So if we go through the 25 promises we made, and we have realized that out of the 25, 22 promises are fulfilled, and 3 or 5 seem to be in progress, we can equally sit down and strike the average, because that is what we use internally to track government performance, quite apart from what we hear publicly. So that was what we did. It does not mean that the Ghanaian people are precluded from passing their own verdict as far as the performance is concerned. I have listened to many other people who have decided to score the president 60%, 70%, 80%. Indeed, this morning I've heard another professor scoring him over 50%, saying that he has passed.
Well, your colleagues in the MPP say 45% below average.
But you see, there are those who have given a below average. But I can forgive their ignorance.
Their ignorance?
Of course, because
they are in Ghana. They are people of Ghana. They also
that's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying that I can forgive their ignorance. I can forgive their ignorance because this is a party that clearly has lost focus. And at this critical moment, whilst we are working hard to take the country out of the woods, the party is concerned about its own internal conflicts that they are preoccupied trying to resolve. So they may not be following developmental issues in this country, because that has always been the stock in trade of the NPP. They are very parochial.
Uti ye a member edema a NDC amanyoko no communication team eye Hamza Suyini Yantua kasiyebone so na Ghana Gold Board ene eye national security for akabo metimi ache eye India for miensa bia na omofa kwan bone so etimi aton eye Ghana Gold yibi ache se eye omo fra manfoforo so ya bomodin ache omo no omo se omo ba be eye nipa nsia ache se suspect no a police fo ache mo omo koche wom ewe ye anyinam ewe poye mantamu ewe abra na omo bomodin ede eye gold no omo di hudwa na de mo omtimi gigi ede from nsam eye gold bars ni bi sanse na Agyei Sikapa duo bi ana eka ho ene eye money counting machine no so ka ho ana mo kirema ya de a eye ofoyin so bosom ni de to so eye aduonu nan ewo mfimpi mienu ni aduonu num ni mu omo bo omoden achi nipa num bia na omo fra man foforo so omo soso no omo di eye gold ni hudwa ni bi we nam so ana omo timi ekoche eye India for miensa ya na omo soso omo ho bon ewo eye gold trading ni mu a omo abomoden etimi ache wom na enoko so eye ne ma so ewo Ghana Gold Board eya official directive no kire say foreign nationals for ne bomodin aba Ghana so mo ba beton eye gold ni bia omo momodin na omo nche o mesan sa de ntina be free man so na ne ma ewo man ni ma yeso e betimi de aye hu ye no mo de mo ba na ma ba be se ne poto e de ama ye na mo de mo fa hu ska na de ye de ye nya de ya emnya na we na ye head of public relations e de Ghana Gold Board eye Prince eye Minka e de tu dwa na o chemu say ye nipa miensa ya chi wo mu de ombe bomode ade o makogina emna na no se ne be ye emra no ene omubedi.
For arrest of the suspects, the task force recovered the sum of 1,938,950 Ghana cedis and also 4,500 rupees and 9 pieces of yellowish bars suspected to be gold weighing 4.363 kilograms. 2 money counting machines, 2 gold weighing scales, and 1 CCTV decoder were also recovered from the suspects. An Indian passport bearing the name of Daman Manish Kumar was also retrieved. The SBs were inspected and sealed in their presence, that the presence of the accused persons and their lawyer. There are others who managed to escape arrest, and the national security is on manhunt for them. Today, they were put before a court of competent jurisdiction and they'll be remanded to reappear on 12th of May 2025.
Eniya wuti ye eye Prince Minka on na ye head of public relations edema eye Ghana Gold Board. Yantoa Kasiabone so na fifi kote on na general eye secretary edema NDC amanyoko no ede kokobo ede ama eye appointees omowo eye NDC abanim echiremu se omode enya de omote se MPP aban ne kra ntinu unnim na obomodin na o manager pade a wo ye wadin so betimi aye ne basabasa de enya de omode ohun becha okra esan se eye ade a oba office ede ma mampani de omo obo ho ban se obi biara unnim ne wandi wadwuma so se ne se ne wantimi bomodi anya adwuma no se ne eye omampani a che se ye na ohun be ye hye papa sanso no asoso ebetimi aye hye pan to omampani bomodi a se eba se wo free eye akunya no so legacy obeje akire no ebe ye ede ama endi samanyoko ni nanti wa wunim na odi obeba na o se ni daso aye omampani John Dramani Mahama wo no umpentu be ye niam basabasa wo man nim na ya de omo ni ubedi ni ye papa.
It's, just business as usual. And these are the person or the group of people don't understand what is going on.
When you say it's not business
as opposed to what happened over the last 8 years, where you could literally take advantage of some of these things and then take care of yourself and do it at the expense of the country. This time around, no matter who you are, if you get involved and you do anything that amounts to literally shortchanging the country, that party at the highest level is not going to shield you. The party at the highest level is not going to in any way say that is a party person, let go. No. Reset means reset. It's simply the business as usual is over. Things have to be done properly. Now, we can't also not simply give up and say that simply because in the past there were challenges, we cannot rise to do better things today.
But isn't that rhetoric?
Yeah.
I mean, we will deal with you. The parties and politicians have said in the past. We have a president once who came and said, if you want to make money, my government is not the place to be.
That's true.
We saw what happens. The anti-corruption reports told the story. I mean, and you have to just look at the corruption perception index.
I understand that.
When I hear you say that,
but it's different.
We've had this before.
It's different.
What's different?
It's different. We're talking about a bar that was pretty low. We're talking about a previous government that clearly was heavy on talk, but too little on genuine, should I call it, delivery. We're talking about a president that really just believed that it's all about reading great speeches and not so much about putting his foot down and ensuring that things are done well. Now, John Mahama is not perfect, but even in his previous mandate, he clearly did a number of things that very many leaders wouldn't do. It clearly showed, for example, that if you don't get it right, it's not hesitant to take decisions that ought to be taken. For example, over the last 8 years, you barely could see a president having the courage to even do reshuffle. It's almost as if he was even scared.
Eni a uti ye fifi court on na general secretary edema NDC amanyoku no. Yantoa Kasiebone so na Minister for Trade, Industry, ene agric business, Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare, edin sama betuja chema. NDC abani nuhu kwan bia so mo beka che ye dwadifo se eniema amoton no montete mobuo ne so esan se cities no baby a ejina sese na yade ahode wamu ye papa echirema market economy ni de ukoma eno ma Ghana ban kwan se onfa ne ho hyehyehye abu a dwadifo no de atoto mo niema so na emom ebeboa so mo ne industry no mo kabie wom no ebedwetwe nkomo sane ebeye ombetimi aka kire wom samonteboa ne so na monte buano se sanse ebi ti se guta Ghana Union of Traders Association for any Association of Ghana Industries any Food and Beverages Association of Ghana ana ometimia any omakasa na omachire se omomodi ana monte ebuone so esan so omo ana omakwa akoto niema no ana dollars na yade omasesa ne dada akoto niema na begu ho no mutumi nsho mo pampen se ko na kotete niema no so efema customers ne esan so omo so no ewo so munya mfaso edi free niema na omo ton so omo de omo ye krado se ade a omo ne omo bekasa san so ana ye importers no se de omo ne omo kasa mo maji atum se yade omo tete ebo ne so edi ama wom na emo omo obomodian se ye ne ama na omo todada na omo ton no omo betimi aton won wie se ne be ya foforo mba akofa ne de omo tete so edi ama we san se cities no se ejina ne na so ye papa.
The president of GUTA, I work closely with them for a meeting with the other trade associations. We all know that in Ghana, we don't control prices. And so government cannot really push price reduction on them. But because we work together, we can always discuss and see how the stable cedi will benefit both consumers and traders. And that is only fair because there have been times that the dollar has gone up and traders have increased their prices. So if the dollar is this stable and has appreciated this much, I think that we need to regroup and see the way forward. I also commend GUTA for even taking the step to prevail on the traders to reduce the cost of their goods. And so I think that at that meeting, we will brainstorm and come to a very good conclusion which will benefit both traders and then consumers.
Eni ya uti ye Minister for Trade, Industry, ene agric business, Elizabeth Ofosu ana wote ninken. Na yantoa Kasiebone so na video bi twegu ewo social media ne so nipa no mbi omu chirema omu ya assembly members omu fli ablekuma not omu chirema ye nipa no mbi achi omu ese na emom nipa no omu chi omu sie ye no NDC for tag for ni bi ana abomodin achim omu ede asie no omu chirema we ni na esi esansa yade omu po omampani John Dramani Mahama nipa oyi no sa ombeye municipal chief executive ewo hono mamoka sanya ade a omu pe eno nam so entini abomadia etimi achi omasie nto omo sra aban ene omo kabie wom so mbomadia no mo fom hunjime no mo hwe se ahombanbo ho nsam so betimi akoyie ede ama wom ne yenhwe eye video na etwegu ewo social media ne so
Ghana first. Pacho yenyo assembly members yeni epiem yenyina ya logga and they share them Ghana first so mo bie yakadebia so mo beje ye wati yesrem mo beje ye
uti ye nipa no mbi omo so omo ya assembly members edema ablekuma not ana chese omo chirema omo ye video si ya che omo sie nti omo momodian na omo kabie wom no enfom hunjim no momodian embeje wom na bro omo ko hia mu no ana omo de nsem sei edituja
awful sequence of facts reported in the company of the Greater Accra minister and her delegation physically assaulted and forcibly locked me and 7 assembly members in my office. We were held against our will, subjected to threats, intimidation, and psychological pressure. Under these extreme circumstances, 13 other assembly members were untimely forced to re-enter the chamber and participate in an illegal second round of voting. This second voting conducted under duress and outside the bounds of legally and decency. This press conference called for an independent investigation into the action of the regional minister, her associates, and all individuals involved in orchestrating and executing these unlawful actions. Petition the office of the president to uphold the sanctity of local governance by intervening or nullify the process and by taking disciplinary action against all officials responsible. We are actively exploring legal remedies to challenge the illegality of today's event and to enforce the result of the legitimate first vote.
PM office na yeko tenasi ye bobo hu kakra ewu ya no bia ba be ye loke se ne yempie o china sa ya ma beto aba no na ye ni obi a obeye chief executive enne ya de bi na de no so say president esama ye letter fofo letter bia maye ye hu ye na ba na ye se ye pero se ye be na ni asa to aba ne bi afa me na ye je say glass na eda inside the one you know yet tana ho no the shit guys be be mu fiu be na papa glass obi dem ko prepare we be mu ti moja ni pa ma show the president who will be here in say ye kasa wo beti papa yes no bana ba kidi maye Ghana first.
Eni ya uti ye nupa numbi omo ye assembly members efri ye ablekuma not a omobo omodia echi omusie ye no mu chema ye dwumadi akwa so de entwa ye kura na nya de famra kwan mu ntie ye omo ka bi ewom na mbo omodia na omo hwese ahombanbo ho nsem ebetimi akoso ye ede amawom na fe yankenkan madwinkyire ni bi ewo Facebook ne so na we free eye baba mahama oboase ana si NDC economy ya ade dollar no etimi akofem na so ukoto ne ma wo monten so a eye ade ane bo no eye de den panchi akese enkoma eye honorable Bismarck Osei akowi o na first vice chairman ewo Boase East when so efre eye Kofi Parliament anochie ma o hwe DLFM news live efre eye agona bobukima eye apa bobi edi netie form of fancheme Kofi Parliament ye dasi bebre na yemfa Facebook we en chat we na we free eye DJ Afiba o say happy birthday kese enkoma eye ne ono ane wo fa say Lexus kwesi buatin o say na your birthday wo fa eye DJ Afiba so do ye papa yankopon emmo ho ban na ma wunyi emeye penipa na wakoma so ade nina entimi embremu enfema eye Lexus kwesi buatin we free wa wo fa ni pompa DJ Afiba ewie na ha ana emre be ma ye kwan ne de eye omanjuma kasebo no ede esi kasebonum semfo eye Miss Mabel entry sanso ana kofitela edemeko ye Facebook ne so DJ Omarion ebo modern abobo voices no ede mame na me sorry so apakan GH ana de eye agropa manso sem ede ebrem mo amede kasebo yi ebeso mu edi ameje so ane Adwoa Agyei Sikapa.
The Yale News.
DL Power Sports on DLFM 106.9.
DL Power Sports. Emwade. Ejawo. Dead.
Sara Yankupo pen. The Yankupo actually say beho no any beho. Inti yeda Yankupo asi. And some mistakes na by in our players side na. Omutimi equalize no. Inshallah bro ni say mintu mbawase. Obehwe na wasiyese no mabi.
Baby, what the direction of Kife's akona here?
Direction me ye na ediko. Ye ediko wini na makofa obi aba na my high diamond na mitianika. Some of you are journalists, some of you don't I think you are doing like you don't go to school. Direction me. I'm taking Confessor to a good direction. We thank God. We didn't lose in our home today. 4 matches, 1 point. Alhamdulillah. You are taking yourself for bad direction, action bad caution.
Wukudagbe wotro ya melegbadura no vinyo ofogboto fio wotro ya cha gamagbado megba noyin sports ye metwogbo no yimenko enyu DL Power Sports Update medekuku no wotro ya la yo madana grona made na amesia mekropomoto fio no choma radio ada DL 106.9 Sports air dimila ye meno metwogbo no tamedekuku no radio a engba delegia nanenogia anyami ganyobi tuobele bono ko ye Facebook e YouTube bekene efia no yo menga bobeshe watashie kon wake sports niba egbeji DL Power Sports Update mekpa bo fai bekene ni ochemoko ni moko akemoko ni mofiamo ke radio afo DL 106.9 Sports no ni small ni watashi bekene wokeba kaji radio ebie hani ne phobia wo ni BPS Sports mi ni wokeba habo bekene. Good evening to our cherished listeners and viewers watching us live across all our social media platforms. Wednesday evening, we are back on your radio to bring you DL Power Sports Update. So please don't hesitate to call a friend to tell a friend that DL Power Sports Update is airborne live. Ebusia maminyina we suna obu ahobraseni die kwanso. Baby bia obi amema wa dwoma wa kwaba. Emepiem wa Ghana ene nkrampumpuni mantem. Aje atum kasafidie kese ba kopeso. DL ohani nsia echiri ponkron. Ukwada enyumremre wedu se agudie momranti yesinkunya na agudie monsema wodo atotofem. Aya kwa kope ediama semu fo wajebira tenase we uso asone so kroje nteberi nyina we ye fimni aka die